Have you ever felt a wave of overwhelming sadness after a major loss, a betrayal, or a serious illness that turned your world upside down? These feelings, though painful, are proof that you are engaged with life, that you are deeply connected to the world around you. But what if there was a way to face these storms while maintaining common clarity? Would you want to learn how? Sadness and distress are not signs of weakness. They are natural parts of human existence. They show up in our darkest hours, during moments of loss, betrayal, or illness. They mean we care. But when left unchecked, these emotions can consume us. Stoicism, especially as taught by the philosopher Epictetus, offers a powerful alternative to act with unaffected serenity. This doesn't mean rejecting emotions, but rather understanding them and moving through them with intention and clarity. Let's explore Stoic principles inspired by Epictetus that will help us apply this wisdom in daily life, building our mental resilience and deepening our understanding. The first and foundational principle: master your reactions. While we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. That choice determines the direction of our lives. This idea lies at the heart of Stoic thought, that emotional intelligence, our ability to recognize and regulate our reactions, is key to personal growth. It's not about suppressing feelings but creating space between emotion and action. Imagine this: you face a betrayal, you can respond with bitterness, or you can choose resilience. That choice alone shapes your future. One leads to regret, the other to strength. In practical terms, this might mean pausing when something upsets you. Let the feeling arise, then choose a response that reflects the person you aspire to be, not just your knee-jerk impulses, because our reactions are where philosophy becomes life. It's the very intersection between theory and practice, where we embody the values we claim to hold dear. This principle reminds us of the deep autonomy we possess over our internal world. Our peace and growth are not dictated by the chaos outside us, but by the choices we make within. And by mastering our reactions, we don't just survive, we evolve. We gain the power to rise above what once defeated us. We uncover the power of mastering our reactions, learning to pause, reflect, and respond with intention. Now, we turn to another vital Stoic principle that strengthens our inner resolve. Welcome failure. Have you ever held back from starting something new out of fear of failure? Or perhaps after falling short, you questioned your worth and felt like all your efforts were in vain? To a Stoic, failure is not the end. It is a crucial step on the path to self-improvement and mastery. As Epictetus teaches, it is how we see failure that defines what we learn from it. Instead of labeling failure as defeat, Stoicism encourages us to reframe it, to view each stumble as a teacher in disguise, guiding us to greater self-awareness and wisdom. Think of failure as a mirror. It reveals gaps in our approach, highlights areas we need to strengthen, and if we're willing to look closely, it shows us who we truly are when things don't go our way. This principle teaches that our response to failure will either block our growth or propel us forward. When we choose to treat failure as an opportunity, we cultivate the resilience necessary for long-term progress. In real life, this means stepping outside of your comfort zone, daring to take bold steps, and pursuing goals that may stretch your limits. Even if you fail, the value lies in the attempt itself. The effort you made builds your character and prepares you for future success. Reflecting Epictetus's wisdom, this principle also calls for internal fortitude, the kind of calm strength that lets you persevere through setbacks without losing sight of your greater purpose. Because life is filled with trials and missteps, but if you welcome failure and use it as a tool for refinement, then you're living the Stoic ideal: perseverance, learning, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Ultimately, this principle doesn't just guide personal growth, it shapes a resilient and adaptable mindset that's essential in today's fast-changing, high-pressure world. And so, by making peace with failure, we build trust in ourselves. But what happens when that inner peace is poisoned by something more subtle? The lingering weight of guilt. In the next section, we'll explore Principle 3, guilt is synonymous with the plague, and learn the Stoic way of handling guilt before it consumes us. We learned how failure, if embraced, can serve as fuel for resilience and self-growth. Now we face a more subtle, yet deeply corrosive emotion, guilt. Have you ever felt stuck in an endless loop of regret, replaying your mistakes, punishing yourself with thoughts of unworthiness, unable to move forward? According to Stoic thought, especially the teachings of Epictetus, guilt is not an ultimate truth. It's just an emotion. And like any emotion, it can be acknowledged, understood, and ultimately overcome. Principle 3 highlights this clearly. If left unaddressed, guilt behaves like a silent plague, slowly dismantling our peace of mind, weakening our motivation and anchoring us to the past. The Stoic response is proactive and rational. Guilt is a natural human feeling, but it should never be allowed to dominate your inner world. Instead of being paralyzed by guilt, Stoicism calls on us to take action, to learn from our wrongdoings and move forward with greater clarity and strength. A vital part of this process is taking responsibility, not just externally, but internally. Apologizing when necessary, making amends where possible, and most importantly, forgiving yourself. This mindset reflects the Stoic pursuit of virtue, integrity, and alignment with one's values and role in the community. In practical terms, this principle asks us to examine our guilt. Is it justified? If so, what can I do to make it right? Can I grow from this experience rather than be trapped by it? It could mean offering a sincere apology, adjusting your behavior, or making changes to prevent future mistakes. And in doing so, you transform guilt from a weight on your shoulders into a force for moral growth and self-awareness. Living this principle daily means choosing to see guilt as a call to action, not a life sentence. It becomes a prompt for personal reflection, not an excuse for eternal self-punishment. In short, Principle 3 reframes guilt not as an enemy, but as a challenge, one that, when met with Stoic wisdom, can be conquered. When we treat guilt as a signal for improvement, we align with the Stoic idea of virtue and self-mastery. What once held us back becomes a stepping stone to becoming better and stronger. And once we've made peace with ourselves, another challenge awaits. How do we stay calm and noble when facing hostility from others? In the next principle, we'll uncover the Stoic secret behind "do not hate those who hate you," a timeless practice for keeping your peace and humanity intact in a divided world. Once we've learned to let go of guilt and forgive ourselves, we face another challenge, one that comes from outside. How do we stay calm and noble when someone hates us? Principle 4. Do not hate those who hate you is a powerful expression of Stoic wisdom, urging us to maintain our inner peace and integrity even in the face of hostility. Human instinct tends to push us toward retaliation. When someone treats us unfairly, speaks against us, or shows us hatred, our natural reaction is to push back, defend ourselves, or strike back. But Stoicism calls for a higher path, to not mirror hatred with more hatred. Why? Because doing so only fuels the cycle of negativity and drains us of our peace and virtue. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and respond with understanding, rather than reacting with anger. We are encouraged to ask, what pain or misunderstanding might be causing this person's hostility? By keeping calm and trying to understand the root of the animosity, we not only diffuse tension, we might even transform an adversarial dynamic into one of empathy or at least mutual respect. Practicing this principle also fosters personal growth. You develop patience, compassion, and emotional control, qualities that benefit every area of your life. In daily life, this could mean when someone speaks harshly to you, instead of reacting with equal aggression, you respond with poise and kindness. It's not weakness, it's strength guided by virtue. This is the essence of Stoic character, being unshakable in principle, even when others fall short of theirs. On a larger scale, this principle is a reminder of the Stoic commitment to moral clarity and internal stillness, even when provoked. By not hating those who hate us, we stay true to our values, protect our well-being, and bring calm into a chaotic world. This is how we live in harmony with the natural order of the universe, a central idea in Stoic thought. And once we've learned to respond to hatred with composure, we are ready to dive into a profound next lesson. Always extract the benefit from things. Even pain, betrayal, and failure have hidden treasures if we learn to look for them. Join me in exploring Principle 5, where adversity becomes a source of strength, and every moment becomes a lesson worth keeping. After mastering the art of responding to hate with composure, you're now ready for one of Stoicism's most powerful lessons. Always extract the benefit from things. Even from the hardest, most painful moments, life is full of hardships, losses, and setbacks. But the Stoic doesn't ask, "Why me?" Instead, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" This question, simple yet profound, becomes the key to transforming pain into wisdom. It shifts us away from despair or bitterness and places us on the path toward growth and renewal. Applying this principle allows us to lessen the emotional weight of difficulties and instead use them as stepping stones toward something better. By consistently looking for value in every experience, good or bad, we develop greater self-awareness. We begin to reflect on how we respond, what we believe, and what truly matters to us. Through this process, we gain deeper insight into our character and into the purpose of our journey. In the Stoic worldview, virtue is the highest good, and learning from every situation is one of the clearest ways to live in alignment with virtue. Acting with reason, clarity, and wisdom, in doing so, we move closer to living in harmony with nature, with the true order of things. To summarize, Principle 5, always extract the benefit from things, is a central Stoic strategy for living wisely and meaningfully. It teaches that personal development and enlightenment aren't random. They come from our ability to learn intentionally from every experience life offers. When you begin seeing every event, even betrayal, failure, or grief as a tool for growth, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You become the author of your own evolution. And now, once you've learned to mine wisdom from adversity, it's time to turn to a foundational Stoic teaching that brings mental clarity and peace. Stop worrying about what is out of your control. In Principle 6, we'll uncover the ancient key to reducing anxiety and reclaiming your inner power. Once we've learned to find value in every experience, the next key to Stoic strength lies in understanding this. Know what's within your control and what's not. Principle 6, stop worrying about what is out of your control, is a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. But don't mistake this for surrender. It's actually a powerful act of acceptance. It's the deliberate choice to recognize reality for what it is and to focus only on what we can influence. When we stop pouring energy into what we can't change, like other people's opinions, random events, or external outcomes, and redirect that energy to what we can affect, we unlock new levels of effectiveness and clarity. That's where our true power lies. This principle teaches us to invest our energy in meaningful, actionable efforts. And when we do, we strengthen our sense of agency. We feel more in control of our path and our progress. Practically, you can apply this by regularly reflecting on what's worrying you and asking, is this within my control? If the answer is why, yes, plan, act, adjust. If not, let go, adapt, and trust in your resilience. By drawing this boundary clearly and consistently, you not only reduce stress but also develop a flexible, resilient mindset, a crucial asset in navigating life's uncertainties. On a broader scale, this principle encourages a more focused and serene way of living. It asks us to stop obsessing over unpredictable outcomes and instead build an unshakable inner core, one that can weather any storm with grace and poise. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you begin to feel a new kind of freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from anxiety, freedom to live authentically and wisely. Next, we'll explore a surprisingly powerful and slightly counterintuitive Stoic technique. Always expect the worst, a practice known as negative visualization, designed to prepare your mind to face life's hardest moments with strength and stability. Once we've let go of what we can't control, we're ready to embrace one of Stoicism's most practical mental exercises. Always expect the worst, not to become cynical, but to become grounded, steady, and prepared. Principle 7, always expect the worst might sound pessimistic at first, but in reality, it's a powerful mental strategy. This Stoic principle doesn't advocate living in constant dread or anticipating disaster at every turn. Rather, it calls for a balanced mindset, one that's not overly optimistic nor blindly fearful. It's about being realistically prepared, able to face life's uncertainties with calm presence and resilience. In practice, this means regularly reflecting on potential challenges or losses and asking yourself, if this happens, how will I respond? This mental rehearsal isn't meant to cause anxiety, it's meant to empower. It's like a psychological fire drill, helping you feel more confident and steady should adversity actually arrive. And interestingly, this practice also fosters deep gratitude. When you regularly acknowledge that things could be worse, you begin to appreciate your current reality more deeply, imperfections and all. To apply this, take a few quiet minutes each week to visualize a difficult scenario and calmly consider how you would handle it. Over time, this builds psychological strength, reduces shock when trouble comes, and enhances your emotional flexibility. In summary, Principle 7 transforms what seems like a negative outlook into a mindset of power and preparation. It helps us live fully with the strength to face the unexpected and the awareness to cherish the present. Video closing message: Stoicism does not encourage emotional detachment. Rather, it promotes deep engagement with life, facing reality head-on and turning adversity into fuel for growth. These 7 principles, from mastering reactions, welcoming failure, to letting go of control and preparing for difficulty, are a guide to living with purpose, resilience, and tranquility. Thank you for spending your time with us today. If this journey through Stoic wisdom has inspired or supported you in any way, consider giving this video a like to help more people discover it. And don't forget to subscribe for more explorations into the timeless world of Stoicism. We're grateful for your presence in this community and look forward to continuing this enriching journey together. Until next time, keep walking the path of wisdom.